Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited. Today is Friday. We're gonna have a nice weekend. This weekend is a Father's Day weekend, so we're ready to enjoy this weekend with our family, with my husband, my little ones, and also I'm excited because today, as always, we have a special guest that is going to be sharing some time with us to tell us about all the success and challenges that she went through. But also, this guest is special because she's being part of our annual convention, the convention that is going to be presented this year in August 24 in London, in the United Kingdom. We're super excited about this convention and all the activities that we're doing with the Successful Women in Business Network. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Maria Rene Davila. I'm the founder of the Successful Women in Business Network and also the Chief Executive Officer for the Global Trade Chamber. So, having said that, I just want to welcome our guest. Good morning, Alison Vaughn.
Good morning, Maria. How are you? Thank you for your show. I absolutely love the success stories that you all feature. So thank you for having me as your guest.
Thank you so much for joining, and I'm super excited about the interview today because I read about you. I read about the story you have behind all the success, and also, well, first of all, I want to apologize because we're having some technical issues with the internet, but that is our new reality and the new normal to do the interviews through the internet. But what I was going to say about you, Alison, is that you are not just successful, but you are very, very popular in Michigan because you are original from Michigan, right?
Right. Yes, I'm from Michigan, born and raised here in Michigan, the Detroit area, Motor City, Motown. Yes.
Wow, I love it. I think we're gonna go Michigan next year because we're preparing a roadshow for 2023 already. As a matter of fact, this year we are visiting several cities. We're gonna be in September, I believe, in Las Vegas. We're going to California. I believe, where else? Texas, right? And well, of course, London, super excited about the convention. And next year, we want to go to Michigan and some other cities in the US. So, you, as our Successful Women in Business member, definitely are going to be, you're going to be invited for this show next year. And we're going to be talking some details. But I'd love to our audience to know more about you. Who's Alison?
Oh my goodness, who is Allison? That's a great question to start off with. So I guess I would have to say I am an international speaker. I am an entrepreneur. I am an award-winning author of a book. I have 2 books out. I'm a mother. I wear so many different hats, and I think my favorite hat to wear is being a mother and then being an entrepreneur. I have been celebrating 22 years as being the founder and CEO of Jackets for Jobs. And what Jackets for Jobs is all about is we empower women to enter into the workforce. So that's my passion. My passion is also being a writer and a speaker. And I'm so excited to be a speaker at the event in London in August.
Yeah, I've been reading about you, and you actually were the award-winning author who focuses on professionalism, leadership, and workforce development. So, what type of leadership workforce development exactly you do, and who is the audience? Who is the right customer for you?
So the customer for me are women that need help in the areas of finding and retaining employment. And so I started Jackets for Jobs 22 years ago to empower women to enter into the workforce. And how I started that is my half sister that we were sort of estranged after we had the same father but different mothers. And after our dad died, she went her way, I went my way. And then when we reunited, I found out that she was on welfare. And how I found that out is when we reunited. And the first thing I asked her, I said, we haven't seen each other in so many years. What have you been doing? And she says, I'm dying of cancer. And I was like, oh my God. So 6 months later, she died. So when I was helping with the funeral arrangements, I found out that she was on welfare. And I said, I've got to do something. I have to give back. And so I said I was either going to do something with women that had cancer, or people that had lost children. I mean, lost, their children to someone that had cancer. And the Lord just put it on my heart. Why don't you help women on welfare? Help empower them, help them so they can be self-sufficient. So I started Jackets for Jobs to help make sure that no woman had to rely on government assistance, to help them empower themselves. So that's what I'm all about, is just helping and uplifting other women to see that they can be better than what they are today.
So how do you, first of all, I'm really sorry about what happened to your sister. Is super sad, just the fact that she has this short term to live and not knowing that she could have done more in her life. That's very sad.
Yes.
And I really have a lot of sympathy about that. But when you were talking about women that they are unemployed, or you don't want them to actually ask for help from the government, how you exactly help them? What type of training you do, or you help them like providing some programs? What exactly is the
Oh,
counseling?
sure. Yeah, so what we do is we do self-esteem building, building up their self-esteem, and then we provide clothing. So there's so many barriers to employment. So a lot of people are not working, especially women, because they don't have money for childcare, so therefore they stay home, or they don't have money to buy a car, so they have transportation barriers to employment. They don't have the proper attire to wear, they don't feel good about themselves. So like this morning, you and I, we woke up and each of us looked in our closets and said, gee, what am I going to wear today? There's some people that are homeless that don't have a closet. There's some people that have a closet but don't have anything to wear. And so Jackets for Jobs, we provide clothing for job seekers free of charge. So they can go out and present themselves professionally for that job interview. And then we just self-esteem building, letting them know that you can do this, you are valuable, you are beautiful. You can provide for your family. So many women have just been knocked down. Just the real world of, living in this world, either just mentally or physically or financially just knocked down. And I just try to let them know we all have setbacks, but we can get up and then move forward and turn our lives around for the better.
Wow, that's a beautiful cause. It's a beautiful concept that you develop. And I totally agree with what you're saying, that helping them by preparing them is the best way. Sometimes we believe that helping financially is a help, it's a relief,
Hmm.
but I think it's a relief for the short term, because
Right.
eventually, I mean, how long you're going to be in that situation, there has to be something that empowers you to move ahead in life. And what I applaud your job. Very, very nice, and congratulations. And you also mentioned about the leadership part and that you're an international speaker. So what type of presentations you do in leadership?
Oh, so I am the author of 2 books, and I'll show them to you here. The first one is I'll put it here, Miss Gold Digger. And that book is all about a CEO's guide to goal setting, dressing the part, and having it all. And Miss Gold Digger is all about being independent, being able to stand on your own, not relying on someone else for money, which is a goal, GOLD. And I'm telling them how to set goals, GOAL. Because if we all set goals, we can achieve them, and you don't have to rely on someone else. And so it's all about being independent, dressing the part. So when you're dressing right and you feel good, because when you dress good, right, and you feel good about yourself, you have a different way of walking, a different way of standing, of presenting yourself. So when you walk in that room, you can command the room. And so in London, for the conference, I'm so excited about my title, which is How to Be a Stiletto in a Room Full of Flats. In other words, how to stand
Wow.
out and make a difference. And so that's one book. Then my other book, I'm the co-author of, and that's Inspired Style. And I talk about how to dress right, how to look presentable, and how to have style. And so I'm really proud about those 2 books and you can get these
I
books on
love it.
Amazon.
I love it. So it's like the book that we're going to launch soon is this Think as a CEO, Work as a CEO, and Act as a CEO. So you're going to be the perfect co-author for this book.
Wonderful. That's great.
I
I'm so
love it. And
glad. Yes.
talking about dress, I love I don't know if it's a dress or blouse, but it looks beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I like to wear color because color makes you stand out. And I love what you're wearing. Also, it looks like animal print,
Oh
kind of
yeah,
your
today I was like, what I'm gonna wear, like you said this morning. Alison,
yes.
talking about the books, thank you so much for being part of this amazing project, which is the 100 most successful women around the world book. We are working on volume 2, and you are one of the co-authors for this book. I appreciate a lot your support, your input also, because remember that this book is about learning. It's a process of learning. It's a process and tips for a lot of people that wants to start a business, or they want to start something in their life, and like you said, Alison, they want to do something, they want to move ahead. So this book
Right.
definitely is an inspirational book, motivational book, but at the same time educational, because you're going to learn step by step things that you can apply and implement every day to succeed in life. That's why we called the theme of this book is From Scratch to Success. I believe that everybody, we start from zero, and little by little, our goal is to move ahead in life and succeed with whatever is our dream. So I appreciate a lot your support. Alison Vaughn is one of the co-authors for this book. If you want to read more about her, because she has an amazing story, and not just story, but the tips and the things that she tells you in this book to move ahead in life is extremely important. So you need to get the book. We're gonna launch officially the book in London during the convention,
Yes.
so everybody's super excited about that. Media is gonna be there. This morning we had a meeting with our host committee in London, and they are already preparing a full press release. We're gonna have the media there taking some pictures and asking questions during the launch for the book. So that's gonna be amazing. And having said about the book and talking a little bit about the book, tell us a little, share with us a little bit of what this book is about in terms of your chapter.
Yes, I am. Everybody needs to go out and buy this book when it comes out. And I'm excited that we're going to be launching this in London, in the UK. This is going to be an amazing book with some amazing women just talking about their success stories. And the title, like From Scratch to Success, I just think that is just awesome. And so in my chapter, I'm just going to talk about starting a business. And, as women, a lot of times we have it a little bit harder than men when it comes to starting a business because we have the challenges of financing. And so, you're always wanting to get that support of having doors open for you to help you with your finances. You have to build a team that believes in your mission. So you can't do this alone. So you have to develop a team to help you go from step to step. And so I'll be talking about things of that nature, about starting a business and having the right team, the positive people around you to have the same vision. Because sometimes you can have people on your team and everybody's not on the same page. And so you want to make sure that everybody's on the same page to accomplish that goal. And then having people that can, and learning how to network, because networking is so important. That's why we go to events. That's why we go to conferences, so we can network and meet people, so we can able to connect the dots. And without networking and not knowing people, you can only go so far. And if you have the right mentor, mentors are so important in business because they can save you a lot of steps, because we're going from A to B to C to D. But if you have the right mentor, they can take you from step A all the way to step D and save you a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of financial mishaps, because they can tell you what they have done and give you a better recipe, talking about from scratch, kind of like baking something. They can tell you how to do things to help you along the way. So I'm excited to be a part of the book. I want everyone to buy the book because it's going to have so many valuable steps in there to hear other people's story. Because when you hear other people's story, it kind of helps you. You can navigate your own story a little bit different.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I learned when we decided to open this division of the Women in Business Network here at the Chamber, uh, we thought something that is extremely important for everybody to understand, that you are not alone.
Exactly.
Sometimes when
That is
you
so
start
true.
a business, you think that you're alone and you don't know where to start, what help to get, and you are just lost in the process. And even for people that come to this country, they are lost. It's a new market, new country, new laws, new everything, and you don't know what to do. But
That is
with
so
books like
true.
this, with people like you, Allison, you realize that you are not alone. There's a lot of people out there that can help you to achieve your dream. There's a lot of people out there that can help you to achieve your goals. You just need to look and you're going to find. And I'm so grateful because successful women like you, Allison, are being part of this network, and they are helping other women to succeed their dreams. And that is the overall goal of the organization, to help women in business, but also for in general, any women that wants to do something with their life. What you're saying, the cause that you have with your company is amazing. It's like you think that you are alone, but you're not, because when they talk to you, I can guarantee you that they're going to feel much better, and they're going to see that you can keep going ahead. There is something else there for you that is waiting. You just
When you mentioned about a lot of times when women start a business, they think that they're alone. And I think that's so important that you mentioned that, because we're not alone. And that's why we have support groups and support teams and organizations to help you along the way. And just what you're talking about, like the conference, it's so important to attend a conference because you can pick up tips. And so I want people to attend the conference so they can network with other people and realize that things that you're going through, someone else has already gone through that. And they can say, oh, you're trying to do this. I was down that road and I can tell you the steps to take. So it is very important to know that we are not alone as women. There are other women out here that can help us and give us support.
And Alison, another thing that I would like to highlight is there is a path of success, regardless what sector you are or what is your dream. But what I've been noticing all this time with successful women like you is that there is one principle they have in life, that is God. God
Yes,
is there and
yes.
God is first. So tell us please why you think that God is first, and why that really helped you somehow to achieve your dream.
Oh my goodness. Did you see me light up when you said that? That is so important to me. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Thank you so much, Maria. God is number one. And that's just my spiritual foundation, my spiritual base. Everything I do, I'm guided by God. I think God is so important. Everything I do, I pray about. I'm led by, God. And I just think that in the Bible, it says, acknowledge me in all ways and I will direct your path. And so whatever I do, I pray about it. And I've just noticed that God has just directed my path. And that's why I believe that I'm successful in the area of helping other women, is because I value and know my foundation, which is God. So thank you so much for saying that, because a lot of times people don't want to acknowledge God openly, or don't want to mention that, or they kind of keep it to themselves. And I'm not ashamed to say that I love the Lord and that I'm guided by God.
Unbelievable. That is so important to mention and to learn also, because there's so many things that we can learn by just reading the Bible or listening people like Allison, that believes in God number one, and
Yes,
pray is so
yes,
important, that I believe should be
yes,
part of a routine. But
exactly.
successful, it doesn't happen just from one day to the other. It's a process. And I
Yes.
can guarantee you, Alison, that you had also some challenges that you went through in your life. You faced some challenges. What are the challenges that you can mention to us that are more significant in your life that you overcame?
Oh my goodness, I love that question. And I used to live in Los Angeles when I worked for a major airline. And I remember driving down the street and I saw this bumper sticker and it said, it takes 20 years to be an overnight success. And when I saw that bumper sticker, it takes 20 years to be an overnight success, that just stayed with me, because a lot of times people see, let's just use Beyonce, for example. They see her on stage, they see her, dancing, winning all these awards, but they had no idea all of the practice, the hard work that it took to get to that point. And so things just don't happen just overnight. It is a process. And I am no different than anyone else. It's a process. People have seen me in Entrepreneur magazine and just different magazines, online magazines, and fashion and so forth. And they're like, oh my God, look at her. She's Miss Fashion Global. But it took a lot of work to get to that point. And so, with a lot of prayer that has happened, um, it's a lot. I just saying, like, especially with business, being in business 22 years, it's been a wonderful journey, and I'm going to continue my journey helping and empowering people. But it wasn't just like all roses all the way through. Like I mentioned earlier, funding, support. One good thing is I want to talk about support. My mother is my mentor, my role model, so I'd have great support. But it's always a challenge when you're in business, staying in business and being as good as your last. Whatever you do last, you have to do better the next time. So I always put a lot of pressure on myself. So if I'm successful and getting a bid or a contract or award, then I want to do better and get another step. Or if I do something, I'm always raising the bar. So I'm always challenging myself. I never like to be complacent, and I put a lot of pressure on myself.
Oh, I love it. I like it because that is gonna make you more disciplined, I guess, in your routine and the things that you have to do. Talking about the challenges you had in your life, what was the challenge or the problem that you face in your life that made you to decide, like, okay, this is enough. This is the turning point in my life, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna overcome this problem.
In my 7th year of my business, Jackets for Jobs, I was ready to throw in the towel. I don't know what it is about that 7-year itch. People have heard of that 7-year itch. I said, oh my gosh, I've been doing this 7 years. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I was driving down this major street in Detroit called Woodward, and I saw this church. Speaking of being, spiritual and religious, I saw this church, and it was under construction. It had all the scaffolding and so forth. And I said, that's what I feel like. I feel like this church under construction, and I'm just ready to just stop. I'm just burnt out. And then I said, but people are watching me. People see what I'm doing. And if I stop, I feel like I'm going to let people down because people believe in me. God has given me a talent to use to help other women. And if I stop now, I'm going to disappoint so many people, and I'm not going to be able to help people. And that's what my talent is. And that's what my mission is to help people. So if I stop and give up and throw in the towel, it's going to be a disaster. And so I just had to kind of pick myself up and say a prayer and say, Lord, give me the energy to go forward. But yeah, at that 7 years, I was so ready to just say, I'm tired. And I think so many people get to that point because even banks, if you think about it, a lot of banks will not give you a loan unless you've been in business like 8 years to have, to prove yourself. And I think because they know there's that breaking point. And so I just kept on going. And now look, it's 22 years. And if I had stopped at that 7-year mark, think of these thousands of people that I would not have had a helping hand to help them become self-sufficient, to be the head of their household, to find a job. That would have been so many people that would not have been helped if I would have stopped. So I know that I have a mission, a plan, and a goal to help other people. So I know that I had to keep plugging along. So if there's anybody listening and say, I'm tired, I want to give up, or I feel overwhelmed, don't stop. Take a deep breath, take time for yourself, and then regroup and then start again.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Very nice. Yeah, definitely. And that's the mentality. Don't give up. I love that. I'm going to remember every day that I say, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to remember what you're saying, Alison. You mentioned something about the beauty pageant, the queen pageant. Tell us more about that because I know that you are also a queen. Tell us about that
Yes.
pageant.
It's so funny. I was talking last night about the beauty pageant industry, and I was like, gee, ever since I didn't realize it until I was talking to a friend that I've been in the beauty and the pageant and the queen thing since high school. So when I was in high school, I was the homecoming queen, and I didn't realize here it is, hundreds of years later, and I am a Miss Fashion Global for Michigan. So how that came to be, a friend of mine said, oh, I saw this ad for Miss Fashion Global. You should apply. And I said, no, 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 because the first thing I thought about was the swimsuit competition. And I said, if I do that, I'm going to have to put on a bathing suit. And, every woman's, most, self-conscious of their body. And then I thought about all these young young women. And then they said, no, they have 6 categories. There's the teen category, the fit category, the runway, the curvy, and the over 40 category. So I said, okay, there I am, the over 40 category. So I entered the pageant, and I won for Michigan, the Miss Fashion Global for Michigan. And why my friend suggested it is because the Miss Fashion Global pageant is about women's empowerment. They give women a platform to do community service work, to have a focus of some sort of giving back theme. And so I said, well, that's what I'm all about, giving back and helping other women. And so that really resonated with me, the mission of the pageant. And so I encourage anyone to, to go to MissFashionGlobal.com and sign up, because it's a great pageant. It's all about meeting women from all over the world. It's in the pageant is held every year in Florida, which is a great destination. So, so that's I'm currently the Miss Fashion Global for Michigan.
And did you wear the bathing suit or not?
Yes. Oh my God, Maria, you would have no idea. I worked out twice a day, morning and evening, so my body would be right. And I put that bathing suit on, and I went out and I strut my stuff. I said, I don't care if I've got curves or not. I'm going to go out there and walk with my head high and have confidence, like I am the best one out here. And that's what you have to do. You have to really believe in yourself and know that there's not another you. You are unique. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I did. And that came through.
That's amazing. And first of all, you don't look like over 40. So if you had not mentioned that, I had no idea your age. And the second thing is that when you talk about the beauty pageant industry, well, it really changed a lot. Because when I was 17 years old, I actually started my model agency, and then I expanded to an academy, and we were doing events and a lot of beauty pageants. But back then, sorry about my English. So back then, the beauty pageant concept, it was totally different. It was everything about just the appearance, your physical appearance, if you were pretty, if you were tall, if you were thin, having, the perfect size for everything, the measures. But now the beauty pageant industry changed. So it really is about not just the outside, but also the inside. So you have to be prepared. You need to know about, you need to have an educational background, like when you answer questions, when you talk to people. And I noticed that change, where I think is a very positive change, because now you measure beauty, not just because the way you look, but inside, how prepared you are. And all these beauty pageants for ladies, because there's never late to be part in a beauty pageant. It's like it doesn't matter if you are 18 or 40 or 50, you can still participate in beauty pageants and feel there that you are important in that sector, don't you think?
I totally agree with you 100%. And it has shifted. Like you said, it used to be just so about the looks, the outer appearance, and, the beauty, and, having the small body and the swimsuit. And it was all about the exterior. But now we're looking inside, and it's about women's, and what do you stand for? How do you want to make this world a better place? What is your platform? What do you want to do? Do you want to work with children? Do you want to work with animals? Do you want to work with elderly people? What is your mission to help empower and do things, have that platform? And so we don't just look at the outer beauty, but now it's all about the inner beauty as well. And I think that I'm glad that we do that, because it shows that women have substance. It's not just the outer, like, oh, we're just judging on appearance. We want to know, do you have something up here, and what can you contribute to society? And I think that's important, because women, we're empowered. We have so much to give, and it's not just about looks. We have brains and beauty,
I love it. Exactly. And the idea is to find the balance, because imagine your beauty inside and outside. So that's the perfect balance in our life. Alison, thank you so much. I wish we could keep talking more, but it's over. And I just want to ask you for a few tips before we say goodbye until soon, right? Because I'm going to see you in London in a few weeks.
Oh, I'm so excited about seeing you in London, and I hope that others come to London. I'm looking forward to the book launch. I just want to tell those that are listening, just always keep a positive attitude. You are unique. There's not another you, so always remember that. And whatever you have that's unique, use that to your advantage. Um, to make you stand out. And I always think about people like, for example, like Barbara Streisand. You know, she has the gap in her tooth, or I mean the nose, and then there's Lauren Hudson that has the gap. Things that other people think are imperfections, they use to their advantage to make them stand out. You know, and so whatever you have that is unique to you, use that to stand out and be unique. We're like a snowflake. We're all unique, and so use that to stand out.
Beautiful words. I love it. And that is so true. We need to use when sometimes we see a defect on us is maybe a opportunity for you to highlight and be different. I love it. Alison, thank you so much again. I'm so excited to meet you in person soon. For sure, we're gonna be talking. And remember that Alison is gonna be also in the cover of our magazine. We're gonna promote the magazine next week. We're gonna keep talking about Alison and all the activities that we have with her, not just for London, but also we have the book, so many things. Thank you so much, everybody. Alison, see you soon. And if you
See you
wanna
in
learn more about
London.
the convention, yeah, see you in London. Visit our website, www.100swb.com. And then you're going to see more details about the event. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a nice weekend and happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. See you all soon.